at $3.30. And final check of the New Zealand prices here. Number 6, Hearn, at $3.25. Finbar Lee is the rider. Let's head across to New Zealand, to Ellerslie this time for the Maiden steeplechase. Stephen Douglas parading behind the barrier here in the Ian George colours. It's well in the market. In fact, this is a pretty good betting race, as we've already seen here at Ellerslie today, and we're going to see throughout the day, I think. Good betting race with a 3.30 favourite, and on the next line of betting, well, take your pick, really. Noble Tour, the next best backed. As you heard from Hobby, it's Butte Day there in Auckland today, and the track very heavy. If you've just joined us for an afternoon of trackside, penetrometer reading this morning of 6.5, so a very heavy winter track there at Ellerslie. And those of you who are chasing the pools just before these last couple load away, those of you chasing the pools, there's just 14,000 live units left chasing the almost $400,000 First Division prize, with Penrith overs and Wigan overs overnight. I think there was about 255,000 live units going into the big pools this weekend, and I think there's just the 14,000 left. So if you're still live, best of luck. Here's Hobby, race 3.
So they're all in. Lanabi the inside gate, and they're off, and running jumped as one, the chasers. And Lanabi kicks up on the inside, going quickly though. Mastercard to head them off. Honestly goes up on its outside as they approach the first. Then Charlie Chase next from Bit of a Myth, then followed Tokyo City, then followed by Noble Tour, then Tiara is next, and Hearn is last as they go to that first on the far side by the 1400 metres. Big jump, Honestly led them over from right there. Mastercard in second place as they go to the second on the journey. Lying third, Lanabi from Bit of a Myth as they stride over that next fence. Then followed Charlie Chase on the inside. Noble Tour going forward on the outside from Tokyo City, then Tiara, and 3 back. Hearn is last and about 10 off the pace as they go to the foot of the hill. So the pacemaker taking over on the outside. Mastercard with Honestly, and right there is Bit of a Myth as up the hill they go. Right there also Charlie Chase. 2 back Lanabi on the inside of Noble Tour. 3 back behind these Tokyo City with TR. Then 3 back Hearn is up on top of the hill they go, and into the dip. And the pacemaker is now on the outside. Charlie Chase put the head in front. Right there is Bit of a Myth as they go to the first on top of the hill. Mastercard dropped in third. First on top of the hill, and they stride over. Honestly dropped back about fourth, then 3 to Noble Tour. Lanabi is next, the second on top of the hill coming up. Bit of a Myth takes a narrow lead on the outside of it. Charlie Chase, and they jumped it nicely together. 3 lengths clear as they scoot down the hill. Mastercard is third, then fourth is Honestly clear from then Noble Tour, then Lanabi, then followed TR, and back is Tokyo City, and Hearn is still last as they come down towards the Kenny Brown at the foot of the hill. So, pacemaker Charlie Chase now rests the lid back as they come towards the Kenny Brown. Then right on the inside of it, though, Bit of a Myth comes with it. 3 to Mastercard, and Honestly as over they come. In fact, Bit of a Myth led them over that fence as they swing into the centre. Charlie Chase dropped into second from then Honestly on the outside. Then Mastercard, 5 to Noble Tour. 6 away behind these TR as they come to the first in the centre. Then followed by Tokyo City is back last with Hearn as they come to that first one in the centre. And back as they come. Coming then is Lanabi third last, down towards now the Merc double, and it's Bit of a Myth led by about 1.5 lengths, and right there on the inside Mastercard Honestly handy from on the inside Noble Tour. Charlie Chase fifth now, 3 back to TR, the first of the double coming up, and over goes Bit of a Myth. Mastercard out jumped it on the inside to lead just at the second of the double. Honestly now kicked up on the inside of the 2. Fourth then Noble Tour. From then next is Charlie Chase. They go to the big one in the centre, and coming to it Mastercard. Bit of a Myth. Mastercard the better jump once again. Honestly is right there on the inside. Noble Tour going a nice race, only 3 off the leaders as they go to that sharp corner, and the fence coming up at the 1600 metres. Hearn's got handy now, lying about 5th as they go around that corner. Then followed TR, then followed by Tokyo City and Lanabi. Fence at the 1600 metres. Over goes Mastercard, a slower jump that time, and Bit of a Myth led again. Right then Noble Tour, then right behind these Honestly from Hearn's only about 3 off the pace now as they go towards the start fence by the 1400 metres. Lying about 5th then is TR as they go to that fence now, and then back behind these Tokyo City and Lanabi at the 1400 metre fence. Bit of a Myth on the inside. Mastercard jumped to be on equal terms again as they go to the second on the far side. Right there Noble Noble Tour is handy enough, only a length off the leader. Over they stream now. Fourth then Honestly being booted up a bit from Hearn, still handy enough then on the inside. Charlie Chase going a good race. 5 to TR and 8 or 10 back is Tokyo City, and Lanavi is back last. So the foot of the hill, the last occasion. MasterCard just the leader right there. Bit of a myth on its outside. These two having a nice old struggle for that lead. Noble Tour camped on them from Charlie Chase. Honestly is next. Then 5 back to Herners. Up on top of the hill they go. Then 2 to TR. Then followed a long way back Lanavi. And last is Tokyo City. Into the dip they go and approach the first on top of the hill. The second occasion. Bit of a myth right there. Noble Tour, MasterCard and Charlie Chase. And then followed 2 to Honestly. The others are well out of it. Hearns dropped right up, and I think he's going to pull up. Over the one on top of the hill they go. Going to the second now, the leader, Noble Tour. She going again, Michelle Hopkins. She puts the pressure on. Over she goes. Held a cab at that one, but led about a length and a half now from Bit of a Myth. Then followed about a length back behind them. Then Charlie Chase, MasterCard flat now from Honestly. And these are the ones with a chance. 2 fences to go. Down towards the Kenny Brown comes Noble Tour in front. 3 lengths now. Charlie Chase and Bit of a Method chasing hard as they come down towards the Kenny Brown. And Kenny's got 2. First and second as they come to it now. And over goes the leader, Noble Tour from Bit of a Myth. The stablemate 4 lengths away. Then Charlie Chase still whacking away. And about 6 back to MasterCard. Around the corner comes Noble Tour with a decent break. 5 lengths, 1 to go. Second place, Bit of a Myth. Into the straight they come. Charlie Chase still holding third from MasterCard, which is fighting back. Down with 1 to go. Noble Tour comes to the outside. Bit of a Myth, the stablemate, is closing appreciably as they come to it at the fence. And Bit of a Myth came back at Noble Tour. These two down to a ding-dong of the Brown. First and second at the moment. Then followed Charlie Chase, still holding third. Bit of a Myth on the inside might be doing better than Noble Tour with 100 metres to go. Is so. And it's Bit of a Myth racing away for Richard Enham. Coming back at it, Noble Tour on the outside. She won't lie down, and it kicks down to the post. They walk to the post. Bit of a Myth, down to almost a trot as it got to the line, but held on. Second at the line was Noble Tour. MasterCard raced into third to head off Charlie Chase, who went a beaut. Then followed by Lanavi, who have a riderless horse here. And as they go down to the post, it's TR. And down to the post also alongside of it was Honestly, and that rider off TR walking back obviously tipped out at the last. So
they'll sleep well tonight, those horses. Didn't take long to pull up. Bit of a Myth, number 1, ridden by Richard Einan, $7.70, $2.90. Noble Tour, number 5, Michelle Hopkins, and 2 MasterCard, ridden by Derek Satherley, back in third spot. 1.52 past the post after a gruelling 4,150 metres on a very, very heavy track. Bit of a Myth, Noble Tour, MasterCard, trifecta, $371. And here's Super Tab dividends coming through, so we'll clear those and we'll be right up to date. $8.50, $2.40, $1.80, $3.10, Quinella $20 even, and the exacta and trifecta, there's exacta, $32.30, and trifecta dividend on race 2 is about to appear, and there we go, $313 we got there. Race 3, New Zealand in 13 minutes, St Jad.
Rosehill Gardens, numbers 3, 10, 2 and 4. I like this filly resuming from a spell, number 3, Spurs. And she's not...
She won brilliantly first up last preparation, won the Gym Crack at pretty long odds that day too. And it was a very good performance. She's raced against some of the better 2-year-olds, including Polar Success and others too. Now, at Caulfield, the runners are parading for this first event. And there we see number 2, Happy Strike. Happy Strike's raced against the best of them too, Alf.
Indeed, it has.
In New South Wales, 3.30, number 4, Jewel Peak, and Spur set better value than it is on track at 4.30. And Nadia's with us now. Hello to you, and we're all set, ready for a start. On the bookies board now, Jewel Peak just shading Spur scent. Great battle between them. Plenty of money late for Jewel Peak. And they're off on the first of the day, and Barberton missed it a length, and the heavily backed Jewel Peak jumped brilliantly and leads a length on Spinning Boy, Save Me Some and Mimes. Then comes Anti-N, Magic Owl Trap right out off the track from Prince Nimrod. Barberton making some headway, followed by Clarissa, Nagoya, and Spur Scent is Stone Motherless last. As they race past the 800, and Jewel Peak leads about 3/4 to a length on Magic Owl. In third position, Save Me Some, followed by Mimes, a length the Spinning Boy, wider Anti-N, then Barberton, who's right Hard up against the fence from Prince Nimrod, and then Nagoya Clarissa, and Spur Scent a big job ahead of her. She's last of all. Down past the 500 they travel, and the leader is the heavily backed Jewel Peak. 3/4 Magic Owl. Mimes tracking them third and now pulling around their heels, followed by Save Me Some. Barberton's made ground along the rails, and Spur Scent is third last at the 300 marker, and Jewel Peak about to be shaken up. Leads Barberton getting a split on the outside. Magic Owl. Spur Scent's run into a dead end, and Nagoya's made leeway. Jewel Peak from Barberton. Spur Scent seeing daylight now. Jewel Peak, Barberton from Spur Scent starting to close the gap. Will she make it? Barberton and Spur Scent. All Spur Scent lunged on the line. It's very close between it and Barberton from Jewel Peak. Then Spinning Boy Nagoya Mimes. Followed home then on the outside by Clarissa. Save Me Some, Prince Nimrod, Auntie-N, Magic Owl being back amongst the tail enders. Photo call for, and Spur Scent, by golly, I tell you what, win or loss, it's been an outstanding performance. Was last in the early stages, and he went looking for runs in the straight. Jay Ford. Finally a gap presented itself near the 200, and Spur Scent came after Barberton, who did a big job too. And as the line has been reached, Spur Scent will get this. Yep, I reckon Spur Scent will get this in a photo finish. Well, it looks that way, and has. Number 3 is first, and that is Spur Scent, written by Jay Ford. Big performance. Barberton has done a great job to run second too. It didn't jump at all well, Barberton, written by Rob Thompson, and third goes to number 4, and that is Jewel Peak, written by George Scamone. Number 2 was the official 4th, and that was Spinning Boy, who'll derive a lot of benefit from the run. 3-9-4-2, the winner, trained by Tony Karakatsanis, and that was an outstanding performance. First up since the Riesling here behind Polar Success. She matched it with the best of the fillies in the autumn, and the fillies obviously a little better than the colts, and she's come back in great nick by Flying Spur from Sand Century, and this young lad doing very well, Jay Ford. Number 9.
Yeah, he rode it well. Barberton with Jewel Peak third, $100.90 the Quinella, $131.80 the Exacta, and $623 the 394 trifecta. And the open race. Alf, what's your thoughts in race 1?
Very, very open indeed. In fact, most runners here have been shifting out quite dramatically, so it's getting tougher and tougher every few seconds, in fact.
Now Gallagher coming up. Takes his place in the gates for Reese Wheeler. Peter Merton's not riding here today. We'll have replacement riders for him in the 3rd and 7th events. Now Mr. Keegon goes up into the stalls. And Nick Raven joining us too on Sky. Thanks, Nick. Getting ready here. Very open race. Mesh holding tote favouritism. Easy on track, and Manitar's the best tried. Danny Boy moved up. Track is slow. 4.97 as the penetrometer rail is true. They're set to run in the first event. Racing. Mr. Keegon jumped well. Manitar didn't jump all that quickly towards the inside. And in the early stages of the race, it's Nibbler going out to find the lead slenderly. It's Nibbler settling in front of Mesh, Mr. Keegon, and just behind them is True Jester pushing up on the inside, and then Happy Strike in the centre. A length further back in the field, then Manitar going up on the inside of Desert Drummer. Danny Boy went back to about 2nd or 3rd last, in fact, at the 800 metres. And behind him is Gallagher on the outside, and Black Joe's matching on the fence. Nibbler with True Jester through on the inside, nearing the 600 together. In front of Mr. Keegon, 3 deep in 3rd. Happy Strike the centre, and Manitar the rail. 1.5 further back in the field, Mesh outside, Desert Drummer, 2 Danny Boy, and then came Black Joe's Magic, and Gallagher last as they swing to the corner. At the 400 metres, Mr. Keegon is wobbling a little wide on the track here, and True Jester gets away. Manitar rails through it to 2nd now. Happy Strike in the clears running on. Mr. Keegon the widest, and they've got away then to Nibbler. Danny Boy's amongst the tail enders with 150 to go, and Happy Strike takes the lead now. Manitar on the inside of him, and then Mr. Keegon and Nibbler down the outside. Happy Strike narrowly in front. Mr. Keegon's driving at him. Happy Strike strong to the wire though. Happy Strike by a neck on the line, Mr. Keegon. Either Nibbler or Manitar for the minors, and then came Mesh, trailed by Black Joe's Magic, the weakening True Jester. Danny Boy never came into the race, and towards the end of the field, Gallagher in company with Desert Drummer. Happy Strike, written by Greg Childs, takes out the race, and he has really been very powerful in the run to the line. Was tackled left, right and centre, but he refused to surrender, Happy Strike, and posts his first victory. Second goes to Mr. Keegong. And the third, number 8, Nibbler, gets that, Brendan Fennick. So it's 2, 3 and 8 in the first on the card. 2, 3 and 8. And Greg Childs making a belated bid for victory in the Premiership. Takes him to 57 now. Damien Oliver leads at 58.5. Karen McAvoy 58. Greg Childs 57. Can't remember ever a finish like this, and there's 4 meetings to go after today's meeting. So it's really going to go to the wire. So, first victory for Happy Strike. 2-year-old Bay Gelding. He's by Gold Fever from Rich Hall, trained by Rick Hall AC, ridden by Greg Childs. Tote dividends are through. 560, 190 Happy Strike, 210 Mr. Keegong, and 230 for Nibbler. Quinella paid $20.50, Exacta $39.60, and the Trifecta paid $152.20 on 2, 3 and 8 race 1. Time was 111.90. We might just have to have that confirmed. Yeah, it's been altered. 111.19. That time's been corrected to 111.19. Okay, the second on the program today. They all run
now from Ron Dufficy.
Race 2 here, Rosehill Gardens, numbers 5, 1, 4 and 3. I like this horse of John Hawkes's, Domini, number 5. He's been very authoritative, winning 2 of his past 3 starts. He's been well tried on track. Just envisage him sitting outside a horse like Oakfield Duke here and having the superior turn of speed. At the same time, Oakfield Duke's in the best form of his career. Can't fault him at all, holding his condition well. Sir Craigley looks in a suitable race here with the claim for this promising apprentice, Jay Ford. He's the best of the rest. And also 3 Diarman, one of the longer priced horses with the best chance. 5 on top, Domini, hardest to beat, 1 Oakfield Duke and 4 Sir Craigley.
All right, Ron, thank you. As they're heading around to the start, the 1,500 barriers there at Rosehill for the second. Now, that first 4 at Eagle Farm, while I see it, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 2,166.60. Okay, 2,166.60.
It's a little shorter than that here on track. The second pick is number 4, Sir Craigley, a little late money for him, and Oakfield Duke, an easing third favourite. So, punters on track think it's a dead set match between 5 Domini and 4 Sir Craigley. Now over here at the 1,500 metres, they're about to walk up. First of the day was won by number 3 Spur Scent. Last stride win. Good effort. Jay Ford beat 9 Barberton, who was slowly away. Terrific run for second, only just beaten. And Rob Thompson on Barberton. 4th Jewel Peak, George Scamone, and 2 Spinning Boy ran 4th. Now they're coming up to line for the second of the day, and let's have a look at the tote now. 231.50 for 5 Domini, and 390, 210 for number 4 Sir Craigley. Number 1, 390 and 220. So 230 number 5, 390 each of 2, 1 and 4. Gee, it's short on the tote, Oakfield Duke, but as our Sky audience is with us now, just repeating the news that Domini and Sir Craigley dominate on track, particularly Domini. Now coming up to line is Sir Craigley. Jay Ford aboard. Young Jay won the first on Spur Scent. Came from last, got up on the line to win from Barberton and Jewel Peak. Now here's the favourite coming in now, Domini. Trained by John Hawkes. Only a field of 7 here. Goes Iggy out. A couple of old-timers, particularly Sea Jester rising 10, Glenrock David rising 8. And away they go, 1,500 metres ahead of them, and Glenrock David immediately out the back. And it's Oakfield Duke, the narrow leader, going up quickly as Domini, looking for the lead, and will take it up narrowly from Oakfield Duke. Sir Craigley's 3rd, Rahira 4th, followed by, and the outside making a little bit of headway as they settle down, Diarman. Second last in the field is Sea Jester and Absolute Glenrock David. Will Domini to a clear-cut lead, and I reckon Brown's going to be able to dictate for a while now. And at the 1,000 marker, Domini leaps along a length and a half on Oakfield Duke, who's reefing for rain. 3rd is Rahira. Sir Craigley's back to 4th. Glenrock David's on the inside. Diarman second last. And Old Sea Jester on the fence is Absolute. As they go on past the 800 marker, and Domini very heavily tried. And 2:30 in New South Wales leads a length and a half on Oakfield Duke. 3rd Rahira. Sir Craigley is running 4th. Then Glenrock David. The grey Diarman second last, and bringing up the rear is Sea Jester. No change. 500 out. Once Brown got to the front on the heavily backed favourite Domini. He's been allowed to dictate to an absolute nicety. And around the corner at the 400, Domini quickens up. 2 lengths now, and Oakfield Duke is under the whip. Rahira has gone past Oakfield Duke, and a couple of lengths, Craigley being desperately ridden, and then Diamond very wide out, but at the 200, Domini a couple of lengths clear. Rahira's battling on in second posse. Sir Craigley getting a wriggle on the outside. It'll be all too late as Domini safely holding Sir Craigley, and Domini was going to win from shortly after the jump. Domini from Sir Craigley, Rahira and C. Jester. Diamond, Glenrock David and Oakfield Duke gave in very, very meekly to finish last. Well, that was absolutely shut the gate. The moment that horse got to the front and nothing took him on, it was over, Red Rover. Number 5, Domini, written by Corey Brown. Corey must have thought Christmas has come around about 5 odd months early, because nothing took him on, and he was able, as I said on the call, just dictate to an absolute nicety. And Domini has landed some very nice bets, and if you backed it on Tab Limited, you've done better than what you would have done with the bookie boys here on track. Number 5 at 230 and 160 by Strategic from Hallelujah, trained by John Hawkes for the Woodland Stud, and that takes John Hawkes onto 147.5. And Gay, of course, is on 151. So this is a very interesting duel. All numbers coming up now. 5, 4, 8, 2, Domini C. Brown first. 4, Sir Craigley second by Honour and Glory. Trained by Kim Moore, J. Ford. And number 8 is third, Rahira by Rahi. Trained by Gay Waterhouse, Chris Muntz. And number 2 ran fourth, and that was C. Jester.
OK, so your first 4 numbers there will be 5, 4, 8 and 2 after the running of the second on the card today from Rosehill. Now, Caulfield, the runners are heading out for this second event on the card. Field of 10, fillies and mares. And Liberty Rose at 5.10. Pretty open race. Looks like Work of Heart will be the favourite here at $4.20 for young Nicholas Ryan. Alfie, what's your thoughts here on the second?
Well, this is, again, very open. A few horses have drifted out on course.
Then 3 Larton Kiki. And then we're deeper in the market to Paris Platts, Lady Madeline, Penny Opera. Now Devon Dancer goes up into the line. Penny Opera's already in. Liberty Rose coming up into the stalls, and new colours, new ownership today for Liberty Rose. Now with the Fairway Thoroughbred Syndicate, formerly with the Group 1 Racing Syndicate. Very unlucky at Moonee Valley last time out. Badly held up for a run there. Lady Madeline comes up into the gates. There's the blinkers back on today. There's Work of Heart going into the stalls. Very open race. First event 2, 3 and 8. Happy Strike taking the race out. Rick Orlesi reporting that he wasn't very confident. The horse in need of the run today, so it's been a very strong run. And he thinks he'll measure up to the spring. And although it's a long, long way off, he thought perhaps he might develop into a Caulfield Guineas type. Happy Strike. 2 strong in the first. Numbers were 2, 3 and 8. Now just the last 2 or 3 coming in. Paris Platts going up to the line. Chance for a quick cheerio call to Rusty Cahill from up at Atherton in northern Queensland, a good mate of Sky Channel and a race caller in that district, celebrating a birthday today. Good on you, Rusty. Hope you back a few winners along the way too. All in now, set to go. Second on the card. Lights flashing and they're off. And Devon Dancer won the jump on the inside, bounded about 1.5 lengths in front. In the early stages, Paris Opera was out quickly and is up to second, and Tully Shadow drives on. Work of Heart settling fourth. Right behind them, Liberty Rose and the White Colours is fifth on the rail. And then Eula Goodnight, Lady Madeline. Settling well back in the field is Paris Platts on the outside of La Tonkiki and edging out 2 lengths away. 1,000 left. And Devon Dancer headed by about a neck here. Tully Shadow is second. 2 lengths away, Work of Heart, who's racing third and trapped a little wide. Eula Goodnight deeper still. Just behind these then is Liberty Rose, who's on the inside, followed closely by Penny Opera. 1.5 to Paris Platts. 3 deep around La Tonkiki, Lady Madeline, and edging out last of all. Up the side nearing the 600, Devon Dancer the leader. Tully Shadow up in second placing. Eula Goodnight's been working, goes up to second now as Tully Shadow feels the pinch. Liberty Rose has had a good run and starting to work home, and then Work of Heart making ground from Lady Madeline. And then came Paris Platts, pulled to the outside of Penny Opera. Devon Dancer skipped away around the turn, but Liberty Rose chases her quickly now and boots right away from the third horse, Lady Madeline. And then fairly back is Work of Heart just battling away. But after with Liberty Rose taking the lead, 150 out. It looks the goods. Liberty Rose in front of Devon Dancer, and Penny Opera's battling away with Paris Platts, but it's Liberty Rose too good, and Liberty Rose by 2. Devon Dancer second, getting up for third Penny Opera, Paris Platts fourth, and edging out made ground into fifth. Then came La Tunkiki, Lady Madeline, Work of Heart, Eula Goodnight dropped out after a tough run, and Tallycello beaten well before the turn is last in. Quick return for new owners here, racing in the new colours today of the Fairway Thoroughbred Syndicate. Number 1, Liberty Rose, and a beautiful ride by Matt Pumper, getting this 4-year-old daughter of Royal Academy home to pay $5 and $1.90. Devon Dancer putting a lot more into her finish today, $5.50. Penny Opera running on to third, $2.70. Numbers 1, 6 and 9 on race number 2. 1, 6 and 9, and fourth in number 4, Paris Platts. 5th, 7 edging out. Yeah, good win there by Liberty Rose. She went to the line climbing over their backs at Moonee Valley. Very unlucky run. Had to freshen up and to the 1400 metres, back to the 1400 today. Good winning performance, trained by Tony McAvoy, and had the run of the race too under Matt Pumper. Devon Dancer leading them up, battling all right, and Penny Opera running on fairly well at the end of it. Paris Platts came from well back, never really looked the winner. Work of Heart got caught wide and was struggling a good way from home. Dividends coming through, $5 and $1.90 for Liberty Rose, $5.50 Devon Dancer, $2.70 Penny Opera. Quinella paid $51.10, Exacta $114.90, Trifecta $667.40, and the running double paid $29.20. Third event today is the Tabaret. Still haven't got a rider for number 9. We'll check that one and get it to you when we can. Time is 1:24.22 on race 2 and the third at 1:15.
Thanks, Greg. All right, Noel Callow, and there's a very good chance there with Granaya and a couple of others later on today, of course. Now at Rosehill, they're about to start moving them in for this third event on the card today. And Clavia, the favourite still, at $2 in front of Tutelage 460, Arionte and Black Hawk, and a little support for Gladiator and Star of Gibraltar. Okay, field of 10 to go around over the 1100. Let's link up with Ian now for the third.
Yes, Chris, and here they are at the barrier stalls for this 1100 metres Amy handicap, and the popular elect is number 2 Clavia in front of number 3 Tutelage. On the tote it's 210 compared with 450 Clavia's Way. Tutelage is shorter in the ring, and there has been good support for it late. But Clavia, very, very solid favourite, and looked very good winning at Sandown on the hillside track on Sunday the 29th of June. First of the day, won by number 3 Spur Scent, Jay Ford. Got up in the last stride to beat 9 Barberton, Rob Thompson. And 4 Jewel Peak ran third, 2 Spinning Boy fourth. That'll be a good form race, I think, the first. And 5 Domini led from just after the start to win the second of the day. Corey Brown beat 4 Sir Craigley, 8 Rahira and 2 C Jester. Now, let's have a look over here at the start, and they're moving in well. Arionte coming up now, struggling to find form this preparation, Arionte. If it could return to its old form, it'd be in a race like this up to its ears. Now, Clavia goes in. Here's Al's Bid coming forward. Clavia in the All Cerise. Tutelage best back to beat it in the black jacket, grey fern leaf and cap. Now, Hubcapper comes up, and only Eminently and Black Hawk to secure their spots, and we'll have them ready to run in the Amy.